Nowadays, don't you ever feel like yoyos may be too big for your comfort? It could be the diameter, the width, the weight, really anything. Well, if you feel this way, I have a solution. The new Caribou Lodge pickaxe is an undersized beast based off of the Chief. I highly recommend you check it out. Good morning. Thanks for tuning into the Skills Podcast. We're glad to have G-Scored Yoyos on board as a sponsor. They are a brand primarily focused on bringing a premium experience to their fans. Last year at PNWR they released their flagship bimetal, the Elite. This year they plan to do the same at the contest. What's new with the 2018 version? Jake said that he had focused on upgrading the comfort and performance of the original. With no online release date set, make sure you book your flight to PNWR ASAP, where you will get the first opportunity to try and buy the Elite 2018. Quick reminder that there will be no cutting, pushing, or shoving allowed in the line, please. For more information, make sure you follow at G2Yoyos on Instagram.
Hey everyone, it's Patrick Kenny from Team Scales. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to our sponsor YoYoExpert.com, where you can make the simple amazing. YoYoExpert has every yo-yo that you could ever ask for on their site, including some of my new favorite releases, the new YoYoFactory Edge, the Loop 720, and the new Superstar Pivot. We're really excited to have them on as a sponsor of the Scales podcast this season, and remember to use our promo code SCALES to get free shipping on your order.
I used to read Reddit all day. I used to hang out with my friends all the time. I used to go to school. Ever since I got an SF yo-yo, I just don't care about anything else. Forget about your life. Buy an SF yo-yo.
For more information about how to become an addict, log on to sfyoyos.com.
YoYoFactory is a continued supporter of modern yo-yoing. Thank you, YoYoFactory, for sponsoring this episode of the Scales Podcast. So, I am here with Nate Dailey, a 3-time BAC regional champion today on the Scales Podcast. Nate's one of the best players of this current generation, and his yo-yoing is extremely remarkable to many people, and it's also very influential to yo-yo players worldwide. So, how are you doing today, Nate?
Pretty good, man.
Awesome. So, you've been one of the top players in the US for the past few years, and I was wondering, how do you think your style has changed over time? Was there anything like a cheat code or something you figured out that helped you advance so quickly? Or
I think there wasn't really like a specific moment where I really got a lot better. A lot of it just came from like after every contest, really looking at everything I could improve and just like really trying to get the most out of that. For every contest, so that I was really improving every contest I competed at. And I was really looking at the mistakes I made and being sure to improve them. So I guess that's my advice, is just to do that. I think that's really important, just looking at your mistakes and then fixing those. It's probably the most efficient way to get better.
Awesome. Yeah. I think one thing people get caught on so much is that they spend so much time preparing the routine and practicing, but once the competition happens, they kind of just abandon everything that has to do with that contest. So I think it's good that you kind of go back and analyze. I think that's a very important skill to have. So Awesome. What is your favorite trick, and what are the parts of it that you value most?
So I don't really have a favorite trick, I guess, because it's constantly changing, but right now, I've really been liking the trick actually right after my string snap at Nationals. Yeah, I just think I really like the flow of that one, and I just like how it looks.
What was your thought process with working on that trick? Did you have a goal maybe, or?
Not necessarily. That trick was just kind of made over a long time, just like taking a lot of elements that I found myself really liking and just kind of piecing those together. And then I just kind of fine-tuned that to make it score a lot of points.
Awesome. And a question to follow that up, which might actually pair with your answer, is what is your worst freestyle moment and what did you learn from it?
Well, definitely the string snap.
Okay.
Worst freestyle moment. And what I learned from it, I guess, was probably just to kind of let go, like kind of out of my control. Nothing I can do, and I'll get it next time, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's good. You had amazing recovery with that one. And I think recovery, especially, I don't know. I don't really see it as much in 1A. I think the best example might be Takumi Hakamada with 4A, but recovery is so important in yo-yoing, and I feel like a lot of people don't really know how to do it correctly.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Yeah, really good lesson to learn from that. What are your biggest influences inside and outside of yo-yoing?
Inside yo-yoing, I'd say is definitely Gentry Stein. He's always been kind of like a mentor to me, and he's just really influenced like how I approach competitive yo-yoing, and he's definitely influenced my yo-yoing more than anyone else. Outside, don't really have a specific person, just kind of in general, just seeing people just like go out and really putting a lot of effort into something, and just seeing it pay off, I guess, kind of vague.
For sure. Yeah, no, that's fine. And I think it's awesome that you at least still use that as some sort of influence. What contest did you finally feel like you broke through into the upper echelon of the yo-yo community?
Probably Nationals 2015, when I placed third in 1A. That one was a big surprise for me. I really didn't see myself placing that high going in. And so that
Really?
one was like a big motivator. I was like, wow, I really need to pursue this, you know?
Yeah, and I think you were probably, if not the youngest, one of the youngest people to ever place top 3 at nationals too at that time. So I was super inspired by it. I'm sure everyone was that, this was like probably your second nationals, and you already got top 3. That was very impressive.
Thanks,
And
man.
I agree. I kind of figured that'd be your answer too. So yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
The period between nationals and PNWR for many people is kind of like an off season, so to speak, where they may work on new tricks or maybe refine what they have. Did you have any approaches to where to improve over this off season for you?
Yeah. I made quite a few new tricks and like fine-tuned a lot of old ones. Yeah, I'm really trying to just make something that's fun to watch, I think, and just really takes out anything unnecessary. It's really like jam-packed, you know? But yeah, not really too many specific directions I'm going, but just kind of refining everything, you know?
Right. Yeah. And I think refining is probably the best thing you can do, or at least the safest and most efficient. So that's a smart idea. And finally, you are going to be at PNWR later this month, correct?
Yes, sir.
Returning as the reigning champion. So what can we expect to see from you at the event? Do you have a different freestyle approach or something more refined than ever that nobody's expecting, or what are you planning here?
Kind of a little bit of everything, you know? I think a lot of it is going to look the same as last year. I'm keeping a lot of old tricks, like refining them, but I have some new stuff too. Hopefully it'll be pretty fun to watch. I have like some more body tricks and stuff like that. Yeah, hopefully some more bangers. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm sure everyone else is too. So thank you, Nate, for doing this quick interview with Scales. Best of luck at PNWR.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
And for those watching, be sure to check out Nate's signature yo-yo, the ND Ultra, at yoyoexpert.com. Thank you for listening, and thank you, Nate, for doing this episode.
Thanks, Colin.